Welcome back everyone to another video. I've got another replay here for you today, and we're going to be looking at my favorite tank in the game. And yes, it is indeed the KV-2. So as most of you know, if you've been around the channel for quite a long time, you know that I have around 1,600 battles in this tank on WoT PC, and then in Blitz I have about 4,200. And yes, I do love the KV-2. It is, even though it's not the greatest performing tank, it's probably one of the worst performing tanks actually in Tier 6, just because it doesn't have anything other than alpha damage, but everything else you can't really rely on. I still just love the KV-2. I still love it. Of course, since it's my most played tank, I have I believe a 7 or 8 skilled crew on this tank. I've trained it ever since I put them in this tank. Yeah, so we're just going to watch a game here of another mastery badge that I had here, which kind of surprised me on this map. I don't really get mastery badges on this map. It's not a bad map, though, I'll give you that. It's actually can be a very good map if your team plays correctly. So anyway, there's an E25. We're going to shoot him, of course, because Wargaming had to screw with HE. The way that HE works now, of course, it doesn't do anything. However, we do get some lovely assistance off of that E25 there, back from our tank destroyers there, sitting at A5 and 6, as we can see on the minimap. So anyway, this map, like I said, as long as you have people that rush 1-2 line and they take the F3, F4 area, you can actually, and as long as you have the G and E6-7 area and even maybe the 5 area on that line, you can actually do pretty well. You can actually take control of the map because you can get side shots on from the enemy. Like for example, if the enemy T-34 85M wasn't there and our allies were there instead, they would be able to go hold down and shoot tanks on the side there, the enemies that are sitting at F6 area. And also, too, like, you can flank around the 9-0 line and get some free shots, too, from behind the enemy. You do have to be careful, though, if you go there, because you're going to have to deal with tank destroyers. So, we do manage to hit the top of that Dicker Mech there, and we are able to take him out for our first kill. Like I said, this tank, you can't really rely on it to do much. You have to pretty much rely on RNG to guide your shells. And like I said, everything else about it is kind of crap. The aiming time, the accuracy, the armor, the mobility is okay, I guess, for a heavy. Its view range, of course, isn't terrible for a Tier 6. It could be better. But most of the time, you're not going to be outspotting most other tanks unless if it's a Tier 5 or something that has like a stock crew. But on this tank, I like to run Bounty Rammer, which helps my reload. I like to run Vents, and then of course I like to run improved or enhanced gun laying drive, which makes my aiming speed a little bit faster. That's why I run it. If I wasn't going to run enhanced gun laying drive, then I probably would have run improved aiming, just to make the accuracy better. But again, a lot of it's kind of up to RNG, and I feel that it's not really too needed. I am thinking about trying V-stabs on it too. I have tried that. It does work sometimes, but I feel like having faster aim time is more reliable because then I can get more accurate shots out quicker rather than using V-stabs, because V-stabs, it only works when you're on the move or when you're turning. So that Skoda decides to peek right in front of us, and of course we do get a lovely one shot for 820 HP, and that was just absolutely amazing. So far, we've pretty much taken control of the 1-2 line. We're just slowly advancing. Our top tier heavy, our Tiger P, looks like he's down there. And then me and a couple of tanks are here taking control of center. So we're going to aim at this T-150. We are going to get a nice low roll, unfortunately, into him, but we still penetrate him nonetheless. We didn't hit his upper plate, which is really nice. So now we're up to about 2k damage and 2 kills, so not too shabby so far. At this point, I'm still thinking that they do still have a couple of tank destroyers down south, so I do want to be very careful when I'm approaching this hill area here. I could go around the 9 and 8 line like I said earlier, but I feel like it's just better to stay here with my team, because if I go alone and 2 or 3 of them rush me, I'm dead. and I don't think anyone else is going to come with me if I go 9-0. I might as well just stay here with the other tanks that are already with me. So I'm just going to take a couple blind shots. I'm just going to wait here patiently, see if my allies are able to spot anything. And as you can see, that they're still advancing on the west side. They've pretty much won that flank. And so now we're just going to try and advance up more as possible as we can. I am going to take another blind shot. I don't get spotted, so at this point I'm thinking, okay, maybe I could move up, and I actually am going to move up here fairly shortly. Anyway, I do have a couple more replays to show you. It's not going to be this week, most likely. Probably I might release one tomorrow and then have one next week, or I might just release the last two next week, maybe. We'll see. It depends if I'm working or not. We'll see. I do have 2 interviews this weekend, so wish me luck on that. I have been making sure that I know what I'm doing, so I've been practicing and stuff, which is a good thing. Anyway, we are spotted, so it is actually the E-25. I believe. No, actually, it wasn't. It was the T-25-2 that must have spotted us, because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's the one who did spot us. So now I'm just going to slowly try to aim. I have a little pixel. I'm going to take it, and I'm honestly shocked that it hit, and I'm kind of glad it did. So now we're up to, we're still just over 2k damage, and we're only up to 3 kills at the moment. We do have some nice assistance too, which is kind of rare in a KV-2, to be honest. We do spot the AT. I was going to take a snapshot here, but I decided it wasn't worth it. I was just going to load the HE rather than having to try to get a shot in with the AP. We do spot the Jackson. I am going to load up the high explosive rounds because I can one-shot him as long as I don't hit him, you know, in the turret or the gun or something like that, or the track. So he is there. That E-25 is being a little bug, so I am going to aim here, and I am going to blind fire him. So that brings us now to 4 kills. I don't know how much we took off that E-25. I think it was only 200 damage or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. Yeah, so now I'm going to try to help our E-25 with his AT because that AT is a very dangerous target. He has very good armor for a tier 6, and he has very good DPM as well. So while he's not paying attention to me, I have decided to move up. Those 2 arties aren't going to be really a concern of mine right now. Because my AT is going to spot them here shortly, and I do want to help take care of this AT-8 before he starts really causing some problems. Because if he's smart, he could technically win this game for the enemy, and we don't want that to happen. So he's distracted. I look and I see that he's has a side to me, so we are able to finish him off now for our 5th kill, and that brings us to just over 2,500 damage. There is 1 artillery left now, and I'm just going to sit here, wait, and I'm going to kind of pre-aim the area where I think he is. And he actually ends up being, I think, at the bottom right corner of J1, I believe, if I remember correctly. We are going to be able to take him out here once he gets spotted. And there he is, so pretty easy game. I was pretty surprised. 3k damage and almost 1,000 spotting. I think it actually was 1,000 spotting. I think we got 200 blind, I believe. So a nice little carry there. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Keep out for more replays. And hey, I will see you later.